Currently, America is buying and importing oil from the Middle East. Now, as a lot of you may know, and you probably know, the Middle East is the enemy of the US right now. So a very easy way for them to attack our economy would just be to cut all exports to America. Now, this could potentially cause an American oil crisis because we are dependent on about 2 million barrels of oil every day. And so this is obviously a very dangerous dependency, and what is not only a threat to our economy, but it's also a threat to our national security. So what is the Keystone XL pipeline? This is a pipeline that carries oil. It goes from Alberta, Canada, into the US to Steel City, Nebraska. As you can see here, it's the dotted red line. Goes from there to there, and it hits big market hubs in both the Midwest and in Texas. And what's so important about these market hubs is that there are these oil refineries, these major oil refineries, and before the oil can actually be used, it has to go through these refineries, and those are all the major ones are at. The peak capacity of this pipeline would be about 830,000 barrels of oil every single day. And it would also cost a total of $8 billion. Now, this may seem a bit alarming at first, but it truly pays for itself in the end because of how efficient it is. So here are some pros to building the Keystone XL pipeline. First, we get oil from our friendly democratic Canada as opposed to our enemies in the Middle East. And it would also help to create and sustain thousands of US jobs. Now you may be thinking, oh, you just need people to build a pipeline and that's it. That's just short term. But no, it's actually for long-term jobs too, because you need people to watch the pipeline, make sure it's not leaking, make sure it's working properly. And so those jobs would really help out the economy in the US today. Mark Perry, an economic scholar at American Enterprise Institute, quoted, "Keystone XL pipeline is simply an extension of an already existing network that is working well in creating US jobs." This pipeline would also lower oil costs because of the larger supply of crude oil. Now, this is sort of on an economic level. It's the more you get of a product, in this case oil, the less it costs. So in some perspectives, that's good for the economy. In some perspectives, it's not. And Ariel Cohen, the director of the Center for Energy, Natural Resources, and Geopolitics, he stated, "This is an opportunity to insulate the U.S. from global oil market disruptions and instead undermine energy trade between the U.S. and our important ally, Canada." This Keystone XL pipeline would allow American oil producers access to major refineries in the Midwest and also the Gulf Coast. Like I stated earlier, the oil has to go through these refineries before it can actually be used and sold. But if this is not built, we will continue to transport oil more and more by rail, which is more dangerous, it's less efficient, it's worse for the environment, so it's just all around worse. Oh, just so you can picture this, this is a Texas oil refinery. So the oil has to go through this before it can be used. Alright, so here's some cons or downsides of building it. The core concern is pretty much environmental. Most environmentalists do not support building the Keystone XL pipeline because they think that it could lead to leaks or also pollution. They believe that fossil fuels need to stay in the ground, and they think that it could lead to global warming. But what I say to that is that fossil fuels will be extracted either way. It's just about amount of transportation, either by rail or by pipeline. And the pipeline, like I said, is more efficient and it's safer. And the rejection to this pipeline would lead to more and more of a transition to coal and wind as opposed to oil. Now these are good, but it's not as efficient. And if there's a lot of oil like there is that's been untapped, we might as well use what the earth has supplied us with because we need oil badly. So here's why I think it should be built. I think that the benefits definitely outweigh the downsides of it. And it pumps up the economy, it creates more tax revenue, creates desperately needed U.S. jobs, and it also all around saves money in the end. So that's why I think this is an all around great thing to pass, because it would benefit many, and that's why I think it should be passed. But in the end, I challenge you to form your own opinion on this topic. I hope this speech helped to inform you a bit on that topic so you can formulate that opinion. And yes, thank you. Anybody have any comments, concerns? Jeremiah?
I would just say don't look down at your sheet too much. Otherwise, it's good.
I thought it was very good and informative and unbiased. And I like how you said that we should create our own opinions.
At the beginning, you said that was the Keystone line. That was the proposed line.
Yeah.
I thought you said that it was the actual line. I got a little bit confused.
All right, good work, Christian.